everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made this mirror shelf. Let's go ahead and get started. To begin, you're going to need 4 of these mirrors from Dollar Tree and you're going to want to remove them out of the frame. I already have all 4 of mine here ready to go. You're also going to be needing 2 of these foam boards from Dollar Tree. And mirror mosaic tiles, I got mine on Amazon. I'll be leaving the link in the description box below. I've cut them into strips of 3. Then I just laid my mirrors on top of my foam board so that I could use them as my guide to see how wide I had to cut my foam board to. To make sure that I was going in a straight line, I used the edge of my foam board as my guide. Once I was finished drawing my line, I just cut out my foam board with an X-Acto knife. Then I just used that foam board as my template to cut another 2 just like it. I used a total of 3 foam board cutouts for this part of the project, and now I'm just going to hot glue them together. Then I used the silver duct tape that I bought at Dollar Tree to cover up the edges of my foam board, and I did that all the way around. Then I set that aside and I began working on my shelves. To make my shelves, I used the mirror as my guide to cut a foam board strip that is the width of my mirror. After I finished measuring, I just cut it out with my X-Acto knife. Here I was just using the ruler to measure the length that I wanted my shelves to be, which was 4.5 inches. To make it easier, you can just use the width of the mirror as your guide instead of having to measure like I did. Then I just cut that out. You're going to need a total of 2 pieces of foam board for each shelf. I'm going to use this cake board to make my shelves. I'm going to use my mirror as my guide like I did with my foam board. You're going to need a total of 2 squares for each shelf. After I finished cutting out all of my pieces, I began to assemble my shelves. You're going to need 2 cake boards and 2 foam boards for each shelf. And I'm just going to hot glue them together like this. After I was done gluing them together, I added my mirror mosaic tiles on 3 of the sides. After I was done with all 3 of my shelves, I began to assemble everything together. I didn't add any extra glue to my mirror mosaic tiles because they are really sticky on their own. To stick my mirrors into my shelf, I just used hot glue. Then I just used a combination of E6000 and hot glue to put my shelf into place. Once you place down your shelf, you want to hold it for a little while to make sure that the hot glue holds it together. Then I just continued adding my mirrors and my shelves all the way down my board. Then I also added mirror mosaic tiles all the way around my shelf. Once I was done, I put some candles next to my shelves to make sure that when the E6000 dried, they will still remain nice and straight. To make my shelves stronger, I added 2 screws to each shelf. These are 3-inch screws. To hang the shelf to my wall, I just used command strips. I used it to decorate my daughter's room. Thank you guys so much for watching.